Words have power, the power to influence, to hurt, and to change the future. Our service this week is going to be led by Joy Wright, an award-winning poet and a two-time member of U2C3. JL, Joy, is committed to live the life of a poet using gentle observation and observing and documenting the voice of the people. She currently teaches at TAM-UCC and through Writings with a W. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and we recognize how language can be both a tool for justice and a balm for the soul. Please welcome Joy Wright.
Thank you so much. So I, as a writer, and talking about words, decided not to use very many of my own. So we have a PowerPoint that's going to provide you lots of insight on where my mind went with this. And Nick is going to drive my PowerPoint, and I will wave at you if necessary. So let's start with the first screen, because where words come from. Science tells us that words are not just sounds. They are forces that shape our brains. Neuroscientists have found that positive and negative words physically alter the structure of our neural pathways. Words of encouragement activate the prefrontal cortex. They foster growth and learning, while harsh words trigger the amygdala, creating stress and fear. Dr. Masu Emoto did a water experiment. This is his renowned water experiment that demonstrates this phenomenon, that words of love and gratitude directed towards water molecules formed intricate, beautiful crystalline structures, while words of hatred produced chaotic, fractured patterns of words. And that if it does this to water, imagine what it does to us. And so I really love this, from the beautiful one of thank you to the dark, almost exploded chasm of frozen water for evil. So posts of philosophers have organized and used and understood this power. William Ellery Channing, a leading figure in Unitarianism in the 19th century, articulated this in his sermon, A Likeness to God. The importance of human potential and moral responsibility. Channing's words helped define faith and centered on love. The reason and individual consciousness reminded us that words that we choose shape the world that we create. Also, Theodore Parker, a Unitarian minister and abolitionist, employed the powerful oratory to fight against slavery, and famously stating, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." This phrase later influenced Martin Luther King Jr., who in his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech painted a vision of justice that still inspires us today.
That one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. And every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill, Mississippi.
And here in Corpus Christi as well. So I am not a minister. I love reading speeches by famous ministers. They're so emphatic, they're so passionate, but I am a poet. And other people that are poets, Clara Barton actually wrote quite a bit. She was a Universalist. She's a founder of the American Red Cross. She advocated for the compassion and the humanitarianism service through all of her words, reminding people that their shared humanity. Her language conveyed empathy and action. It just demonstrated how words can heal a fractured wound. This is another poet, Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. She was a poet, a speaker, and activist who eloquently championed the abolitionists of slavery's women's right and racial equality. Her words were delivered with both poetic beauty and moral urgency. They called for the recognition and dignity of all that challenged us to speak truthfully and courageously in the face of injustice. I'm going to read a short excerpt from her poem, Learning to Read. I'm going to read it with an accent because of the way it is written, so it's going to sound more like the speaker's actual voice. And I longed to read my Bible, for precious words it said, but when I begun to learn it, folks just shook their heads and said, there is no use trying. Oh, Chloe, you're so late. But as I was rising 60, I had no time to wait. So I got a pair of glasses and straight to work I went, and I never stopped till I could read the hymns and testaments. And then I got a little cabin, a place to call my own, and I felt independent as a queen upon her throne. So poets have long understood the power. Adrienne Rich, another famous poet, said that we have to name something. Once we name it, we give it life. Injustice thrives when we fail to name it, and the moment we call it out, be it racism, sexism, inequality of any kind, it begins to lose its power. Words are not passive. They shape what is possible. Maya Angelou wrote, "Words mean more than what is set down on paper, and it takes a human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning." In her poem, "Still I Rise," her words gave resilience to a generation who faced oppression.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Just because I walk as if I have oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my sassiness upset you? Don't take it so hard just because I laugh, as if I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can shoot me with your words, you can cut me with your lies, you can kill me with your hatefulness, but just like life, I rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Oh. Does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling and bearing in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so, wow. There I go.
And on her 16th birthday, Malaya Yousafzai appeared at the United Nations building in New York City and gave her UNICEF speech. Not only did she talk about the importance of peace, she stressed the interconnectedness of education and peace, stating that education is the key to building a peaceful and just world. Malala urged UN and world leaders and individuals to take action to ensure that every child, especially girls, has access to quality education and fight against terrorism and violence that hinder education and peace.
I speak not for myself, but for those without voice can be heard. Those who have fought for their rights. Their right to live in peace. Their right to be treated with dignity. Their right to equality of opportunity. Their right to be educated. Dear friends, on the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. And out of that silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change my aims and stop my ambitions. But nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born.
And so sometimes it's just a single word that can change the world. When Nelson Mandela emerged from prison, he could have spoken words of revenge, but instead he spoke words of reconciliation, laying the foundation for a new South Africa. We're going to skip that one. So I highly recommend that you guys listen to his speech. It's available on YouTube. William Sinkford and Rebecca Parker urge us to adopt language that's inclusive, affirming, justice-centered, and remind us that our faith compels us to express equity and compassion through our communication. As we navigate this time of rapid communication, where words travel across the world in an instant, we must consider how we use them. Social media is rife with divisive rhetoric. It also holds a potential for connection and transformation. Each of us has a choice. We can use words to tear down or to build up, to speak with anger or with compassion, to perpetuate narratives of fear or to tell new stories of hope. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe that the inherent worth and dignity of every person, this belief in how we speak to ourselves, to each other, and to the world throughout history, Unitarian Universalists have used their voices to inspire, change, uplift the oppressed, and advocate for justice. Let us commit to choosing our words that heal instead of harm, that inspire rather than to degrade, and bring truth instead of distortion. May our words echo those of our forebears, contribute to the future, a greater understanding of hope and transformation. Because the future is not yet written, it is not in stone, it is spoken into existence, word by word, sentence by sentence, and each of us have the power to speak a better world into being. So I ask you 2 questions before you move into your day. What are the words you will choose? How will you say them?
Thank you, Joy. That was really powerful. And now is the time that we participate in the care of our church community by giving and receiving the offering. If you are contributing your pledge today, please be sure to write pledge on your check or cash envelope. And when the music begins, the ushers will present the offering basket to you. All you have to do is drop your offering in, and no passing is required. In addition to the basket, and for those joining us at home, we have several options for making a Sunday offering. Please use the links on the screen to give through our website or by PayPal, or you can use the Banco mobile app. Your offering, no matter how it's received, how it's made, will be gratefully received. We will now proceed with the collection of the offering. Please remain seated after the music is over for the closing of our service.
Sunshine
Our closing words are from the poet Amanda Gorman. For there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, if we are brave enough to be it. May we be brave enough to speak light into this world. And Joy will introduce our postlude.
So we kind of switched things up a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that we closed our service before I played the following video. The following video is a video of someone that I met years ago when I worked for the South Texas Entertainment Magazine. And I met him in Port Isabel, Texas, and he was there to do a performance. And his performance was inappropriate for certain audiences. This is not going to be inappropriate, but if you don't appreciate the artistry of the man, I understand. And so I've made sure that is after the service that we're going to play a video. But before we play the video, I do want to remind everybody today is Palm Sunday. And part of Palm Sunday is that celebration of coming into Jerusalem and having everyone praise Hosanna, right? And so by praising, we are using our words. And so I praise this person that has so much offered words in different realms where people could choose to not like them and still respect the person. And so we're going to watch a short video about words by George Carlin.
Used some words in your act which brought about a bust, saying that you were, what was the technical language in the...
Oh, it was disorderly conduct hyphen profanity, as opposed, I guess, to disorderly conduct drunk, disorderly conduct something else. The state didn't want to have anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to prosecute it because you're covered by the First Amendment in freedom of speech. The city did, however, follow. There was one policeman at this summer fest. There were about anywhere from 35 to 55,000 people present. It's a piece of material, quote, unquote, that I've done everywhere.
No, I'm familiar with it. I know the material.
At good places, at bad places, at colleges, at religious colleges. And it's about the 7 words you can't say on television, right. Which list I have amended since then. Folks have been reminding me of others. And,
their own little words that they have.
It's up to about 11 now. But the point is, it's a satirical look at language taboos.
Right.
And I use the words, of course.
Basically, the words are having to do with various, usually terms, euphemistic terms for sexual intercourse or certain objects or parts of the body, and et cetera. That's right. Basically what it is, which everybody uses more or less. I shouldn't say everybody. Then I'll probably get letters saying, we never use that language. Well, we're endorsing it.
I told the policeman that night, our fighting men have used these words for years and years.
And when they stop using them, they ain't fighting. You mentioned now the First Amendment. I don't mean to jump in on you. About, which gives you the right to... the First Amendment, though, does not give you the right to yell fire in a crowded theater.
Which I did not.
Yeah, but I'm saying, when you say I'm not saying that you did. I'm only saying that when people say freedom, there are certain...
You can't slander anyone, and you can't libel anyone. And if I were to use those words at someone in the audience to arouse them, that would be another story. But there have been, I'm told, reversals by the Supreme Court recently on convictions where people were merely running in the streets yelling these words or wearing a shirt with the word on it in a courtroom. Now, certainly if those things were reversed, a performer should be protected by the First Amendment if he's in the pursuit of art or satire, whatever it is. And I expect to be upheld. I hope so.
What do you think it is that gets people so absolutely maniacal, and that's almost the word in certain fringes, when they hear these words, which have been around long before we were around? But what do you think it is? Do you think it's a puritanical upbringing? Do you think it's...
It's habit, I think. We've all agreed these will be the ones that are no good. You bunch over there, 400,000 words in the language, and there's about 9 or 10 that are no good. Over there, we'll say them sometimes. Certain guys can say them to each other in certain conditions. No just yelling them out. No saying them on the panel. They're just...
Are there places where you wouldn't use those words?
Absolutely.
Personally?
because a word can be offensive in the context of a sentence or in the context of your mood. If you're a little mad and you don't want to really hurt or scare, you might choose milder words and show your madness with your face. If you're just kidding around and your face is relaxed and so forth, you can say a word that won't have the same emotional impact, same word.
Yeah, that's true. They've done surveys on it. It's amazing what gets people uptight. Certain words bother certain people. In other words, they don't think. Those people say, well, that doesn't bother me. But it's always the people who make the case saying they're out to protect somebody else's morals, never their own.
Right.
They seem to be all right, at least the people who criticize that and say, well, I'm not worried for myself. But it's these other poor slobs.
But I'm going to make sure I see the movie to make sure it's
That's
okay
right,
for
that
them
it's
to
a
see.
terrible picture. We can follow up a little bit on that.
Sure.
We'll be right back after this message.